It is time to gather up Gotchard, everybody! It's episode 2. Last week we had a very solid first episode, and I cannot wait to see how they try and keep it up. Because we get back right where they were as we ended the last episode, with the teacher coming in and going like, hey, yo, alchemy? And he just goes like, alright, cool, you're in this world now. Alright, cool, you want to fucking be in alchemy school? And, like, there's no, like, joke behind it. It's just like, hey, I need to fucking tell you shit. Let's go. And then we get the opening. We didn't talk about I think we talked about the opening last week as the insert. If we did, I don't remember. Forgive me. The opening, it's fun. Very Blink-182, very Sum 41, very pop-punky, very Warped Tour. I do enjoy that. And the opening graphics it's just fun. It's just fun. It's lighthearted. All the characters have some fun interactions with some material, all that kind of jazz. We do get a look at the Kamen warrior that's going to be in here later with some of the card flippy bits. Yeah. And the way everything is timed, that girl's getting a Kamen Rider suit. That girl's gonna get a Kamen Rider suit of some kind. I am betting money on that, you know. But episode continues. We're in the alchemy school, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool. Look at all this stuff. Dude's getting excited. That's fun. I like how he's kind of like an excitable puppy dog. It's just like, oh, something new. This is fun and exciting. I'm learning things. That's fun. That's neat, right? As we just get more and more information about this world, and it's like, okay, you can't just join the alchemy school. We gotta do something, like, you gotta pass the test. So, here's this one Kimmy card, here's this one other Kimmy card. They're unbalanced. You gotta make them balanced. Which, on a note, they're going by, I'm trying to remember what the right rule is. I think it's poker, ace is high. Because the 1 card is heavier than the 10. So there's more value on the 10, I think. Or maybe it's going off of the bottom value. I have no idea. But but he's got to balance them with alchemy. All that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, he's going to figure something out. He helps with his mom in the restaurant. And they have a fun conversation about, like, his dad. And she's just like, hey, I can't be mad at him for trying to follow his dreams, you know, that kind of thing. But also it's just like, hey, I got you. You're my son. I can't be mad at him because he gave me you, that kind of thing. We then pop up in the next day with the friend who's like a fucking yokai hunter, like looking out for monsters. And the little skateboard dude shows up and possesses a skateboard and hangs out and plays with some kids. But some fucking bank robbers show up and start being malicious assholes. And Kimmy's apparently just feed off of bad vibes, which is no good. And we get a fun character moment between the main, our Kamen Rider and our female main character. I can't remember her name right this moment. I will eventually. Where he's just going like, oh, I'm trying to figure out this whole problem. And she goes like, yeah, well, you gotta use alchemy. You gotta learn about alchemy. And he's like, oh, man, well, alchemy? And she does some shit. And he goes like, oh, it's like magic. And she's like, I can see that, but it's like science. And it's like a fun heart-to-heart kind of conversation between them. As the bad guy goes full monster mode and just starts doing shit. And, yeah. He starts attacking people and all that kind of stuff. And our hero's like, oh shit, we gotta be a hero. We gotta stop this guy, you know? But then our heroes hear some people getting hurt and they go run and help. They see the Kaijin just fucking doing evil shit. And so Alchemy Girl goes like, alright, cool, we need to fucking stop this guy. She uses alchemy to like summons, like, take some like manhole covers and cover them and like start to pull the Kimmy out of them. And it's just like, hey, bad vibes attract Kimmys, and even if they don't want it. And our boy goes like, hey, that's kind of shit. That little skateboard guy just wants to hang out and play. And skateboard guy just like is able to run away, and Gotchard is not able to catch up to him. When teacher dude brings in a motorcycle, it goes like, "Hey, you're a Kamen Rider. Here's a motorcycle." And honest to God, we have a motorcycle action scene. Oh my God, it is so much fun. It's a fun chase with a lot of back and forth, interesting elements. We get a rider kick, and he's able to save the skateboard kid, the little skateboard Kemi, and it's just like, oh, cool. It's cute because he's trying to befriend them, and that's why they're attracted to him, all that kind of stuff. And we see that, yeah, he does get to pass the test, mainly because of a technicality. He made them go on a diet. He made them go on diets to lose weight and gain weight because they like him. And there's just like, yeah, we'll help you out. And I think that's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. And like, and the teacher and Alchemy Girl are just going like, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. But like, technically you did it. Technically you got it right. So I guess there's more ways to alchemy and alchemy, you know? And I think that's fun. He's going at it his own way. And then we get some side characters popping in as the main character, as our heroes fucking have a little conversation on the way to school. And they're connecting. They're becoming friends. And then we get our resident douchebag. He is going to be a resident douchebag. Our common warrior show up and go like, oh, hey, becoming friends, that's a fucking joke. They're tools. They're not meant to be friended. Why are you trying to befriend the PNGs? Legitimately, this episode feels like we're back in like the Double and O's days. I love it. It's great. I love this episode. It was so much fun. It is just pure fun, action, adrenaline, all around good shit. All around good, solid shit. Everybody is likable so far, and if they're not meant to be likable, like the common warrior dude, you get the feeling that's like, oh, you're gonna learn. You're gonna become likable. The Kaijin have a fun, solid through line with the lower body mummy motif. If I had a nickel for every time an alchemy-themed Kamen Rider had monsters having a mummy motif, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. And yeah, like last time I talked about the making yourself thematic vibes, and yeah, this episode totally, I wouldn't say doubles down on it, but it continues those things. Like the female main character just talking about like her alchemy and how she relates to it and that kind of stuff. The teacher is giving the guy a task of like, hey, do you want to be an alchemist? Hey, here's a challenge you got to accomplish in order to be the kind of person you want to be. All the while, our hero figures out how to deal with it in his own way. He's not going to be an alchemist in the traditional way. He's going to be his own kind of alchemist, and I think that's kind of neat. And these 2 episodes, first 2 episodes, feel like a genuine, really solid, really good foundation for things to move forward. Speaking of moving forward, you can move forward to all my social media presence and follow me places. I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/Boingo Writer. I'm in YouTube. You're watching the YouTube video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those kind of things. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at Boingo_Writer. I'm on Mastodon at Boingo. At Boingo_Writer at vt.social, and I'm on Blue Sky, BoingoWriter.bluesky.social. I'm just in a variety of places. I'm on Tumblr. Links to all this shit's just in the description if you just want an easy place to go. But in the meantime, we have some comments. First up, from Slime Beast. It's a bit too early for me to have a concrete thoughts, maybe by episode 2, but I like how we saw one of the current villains turn into themselves into a monster of the week. Genuinely, the monsters of the week seem like a fun, like, they're cheap enough that they can just do them regularly, but they're distinct enough that they have some personality. I really like them. And the way that they're becoming them, that works. It's good. It's classic. It feels very dopant. It feels very, like, yummy. It has all those kind of vibes. And I like how it's being used on. I like how it's Malice infecting a Kemi and it's like trying to save the Kemi. I like that it's like trying to save this little critter. You know, I think that's cute. Next up from Purple is Peak for real. For real? I enjoyed this episode. A lot of characters all seem good so far, especially the villains, and how one of the sisters used a random Kimmy. It made me feel, even though she lost, she still feels like a threat to me. I like how the Kimmy are literally just Pokemon. It makes really cute to me. And for some reason, the camera quality dip when it was the drone shot for some reason made that part of the fight feel more gritty to me. There was also like an element of like underestimating the hero. They only sent one of them to do it, and so like they still feel threatening, but they aren't overpowering. You get what I mean? Yeah. This like because if you go so far of like, oh, he can just beat them anytime, it becomes a little like Claw from Inspector Gadget, like, oh, I'll get you next time, Gadget. Yeah, the collectible element on all of them are adorable. And if this season really blows up, I could totally see some plushies being made of some of the more popular Kimmies. And that's a fair way to look at the drone footage. It was just more of like, I wanted to point it out that it happened, because I don't mind when like it's clear that they're making a movie kind of things happen in shows and TVs and stuff, movies and stuff. But it was just a little jarring, because it was like it went from a 1080p YouTube video to like 360, and it's just like, whoa, okay, like, ugh. Not bad, not bad, not good, just ugh. It's like, this is middle. It's a 5. Ugh. It's a thing that happened. Next up from Fish Pop, your avatar is all wobbly. Yes, it is. Hopper 1 is adorable, and I hope they sell a toy of it. And Steamliner, that reminds me of the Denliner toys that I still kind of want. Also, those 3 women are the Fates from Greek mythology. The bug form was a surprise, as was the Elite Woman becoming a Monster of the Week. Yeah. I found the new software for PNGTubers, and it adds a lot of squash and stretch. And it's really neat, and it adds a bunch of life to my model, and I think that's fun, and I think it's neat. I like it. They're probably going to make at least Hopper and Steamliner toys. I can't see why they wouldn't. There's a lot of... Okay, if you look back at Indo-European mythology, there's and like the things that branched off from that kind of stuff, there is a lot of repeating motifs. And one of those is 3 women dealing with fate. It's in Slavic myth, it's in Greek myth, it's in Nordic myth, I'm pretty sure it's in Celtic Irish myth. It's just in a lot of fucking places. So I don't know if that was if they were all because of the Greek idea, or if they were all stemming from one similar source. I have no idea. But it is a common motif, and I think it's fun that they're playing with it. And finally, from Esconde, I enjoyed the video, especially the fights and the Gotchard suit. Love the sheen on it. I like the elements of alchemy in the cards. The Steam Hopper Fever is amazing when it dissipates into steam and reforms for the kick. Granted, I wish the first episode could have been split up into 2 to let the concepts and things they're setting up get time to breathe. Ugh. Sometimes the tongue moves faster than the mouth. Currently, the teacher, Mr. Minato. Oh, he's Mr. Minato. The Minato! Fucking Xenoblade. It's the character that appeals to me the most from the episode. I like the contrast of how he is as a teacher calling Hotaro and Kudo daydreamers, and how serious he is as an alchemist. Really appreciate that there's an in-universe explanation for why people don't know about the monsters. Complaints withstanding, I'm looking forward to how the rest of the season plays out. I'm hyped enough and plan to stick with the ride till the finish. I can't help but wonder how long that Vac Metal Chrome is gonna last. Because if you know anything about like toy collecting, Vac Metal was a very popular material in like the late 80s, early 90s, and that can chip. So unless it's like really good shit, or it's like that's just like a really good spray paint job. I don't know. Okay, it is either a really well done like paint booth job, like how you do with cars, or it's vac metal. Either way, I wonder how well the paint's gonna hold up. We'll see how that happens. I'm not saying like, oh, you should look forward to it looking like shit. It's just more of like, it's gonna look like something eventually. Yeah, and the rider kick, I like the rider kick, but like, it takes into the idea of like, there's a little bit of body horror because basically he melts his body down to turn into a Kamen Rider, especially if you read the lore behind the belt. And like, is that even his body? Is he just kicking? What is he doing? You know? And yeah, the teacher guy is cool. He is giving that pathetic Tumblr man vibes of just like Aizawa from My Hero Academia. That kind of like, oh, you are a sardonic, pathetic man. We love you. You're ours now. But yeah, good episode. I enjoyed it. It seems like y'all enjoyed the first episode. I enjoyed the second episode. Let's see how Gotchard can keep it up. Until next time, gather on, generals in their masses, like witches in black masses. War pigs, Black Sabbath. Jesus Christ.